Hi there, and welcome into this astrology energy update for mid-February, really this February 12th through the 22nd and even into March. My intention is to sort of give you a compass and a heads up of some of the energy that's already coming through and the astrology and where it is really pushing us, urging us, sometimes even getting the rug ripped out from under us as we are going through this meltdown transformational portal that we are really in. So that is what this video is going to be about, to hopefully help you to navigate and understand why the things are happening in your life. My name is Chrissy Wissler. I am an intuitive, an evolutionary astrologer, and I'm also the mother of two very unique children. So, you haven't heard of me before. I'm so glad that you are tuning in. I do hope this is helpful. Oh my gosh, as always, please give this a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe. It really helps me to tell YouTube that you guys like this content. And yeah. And also, if you find that you are really struggling right now and you want to understand why, I do offer very in-depth astrology readings for those of you who really want to get into it, or if you just kind of want a shorter, simpler reading as just sort of like a heads up. I do offer 30-minute readings as well. So you'll find all that below. You can check out my website, chrissywissler.com, or you can send me a message. Okay, so let's get into this. I do have notes because there's a lot of things that are hitting and I don't want to leave anything out. And it is even hard to kind of keep track of things because it is a very fast moving energy, and just having the focus, goodness, the solar updates that we're getting from the sun right now, it is all of the things. So if you're finding that you are in all of the things, please know that you are not alone. Okay, so this fast-moving, revolutionary, progressive, pioneering period started coming in very strong on February 9th. Now, that was our new moon in Aquarius. And so we have a new moon. It's starting this whole new lunar cycle. And so this cycle we are in was set, the tone was set at that Aquarius new moon, and that's going to be continuing until we get to the March new moon in Pisces, which is on, let me check my notes, I have lots of dates for you guys, the 10th. Where is it? I think it's the 10th. I have notes and I can't even find my date. Okay, Pisces new moon, I believe it's around the 10th. I'll correct myself below if it's not. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that Aquarius new moon had the ruler of it, Uranus, was square, an exact square. So what that was really meaning is this very highlighting this Uranian energy in Taurus. Unstable geomagnetics. Taurus is Earth, fixed Earth, and Uranus is sudden and shocking and eruptive. So, this is speaking from where I am in Los Angeles. We just had a atmospheric river front go right over our city, where I think we got like a year's worth of rain in about 4 hours. Caused lots of flooding, numerous home damages, some people even died because of that. And then on that new moon, we had an X-class solar flare from the sun, so very big eruptive solar energies from the sun itself. And then we had an earthquake. And it wasn't a big earthquake, which I'm always very grateful when they're small and releasing that energy. But this is what I mean. Uranus and Taurus. This is Aquarius. This is, again, sudden, eruptive, shocking. If you do the tarot, this is the Tower card moments. This is Aquarius. This is Uranus. So, all right. All of this is setting us up for this new cycle that started, and we've got Pluto now at 0 degrees of Aquarius. And Pluto's role is to break things down. Transformation. This is reactionary chamber. What is not working will be melted down to its base elements. And from there will be that phoenix rising from the ashes. A full and complete transformation. Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna laugh. I just got a notification. Yeah, we just got an M-class, an M3 solar flare from the sun as I'm recording this. I will be doing a separate update where I talk more about what all that stuff means. There's a lot that I need to kind of like sort of link together and do so in a way that actually makes sense. But that will be coming probably after our Joshua Tree camping trip. So anyway, whoosh, back to Aquarius. So Pluto is just to be, it's like not finished with Capricorn yet. These old systems and structures, still not done. There's still a lot that needs to get broken down in our systems, our world, our culture, traditional expectations, obligations, things that are not working. Pluto is going to force this transformation to happen. So we're starting to move into this Aquarian energy though, which is very different. It's experimental, trying things out. It's humanitarian, it's community. It's really about being this mad scientist genius, future thinking, progressive, revolutionary. All these are Aquarian themes that we are working with as a larger collective, and then also really intense during this moon cycle. We have Mercury, who is in Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius. And then we've got Mars and Venus. And that's the part that I'm going to really highlight for this particular period of time that we're in. So, on the, on February 12th, Mars moved into Aquarius. So Mars is our energy, our vitality, our desires, this trailblazing new directions, new futures. This is Mars in Aquarius, this really daring to go where no one else has dared to go before. And it's pulling in that information from the future itself. So Mars came into Aquarius. Mars was conjunct Pluto at that 0 degrees, very special, that conjunction. It doesn't happen very often. Pluto hasn't been in Aquarius in over 200 years. Last time it was, we had the French Revolution, as well as the, became the United States, the signing of the Declaration of Independence and that breaking away from England. So, again, very revolutionary energy that we are working with here. So Mars and Pluto were exact on February 14th, so Valentine's Day. Venus entered Aquarius today as I'm filming this on February 16th, and she will be exactly conjunct Pluto on the 17th. And then on the 22nd, Mars and Venus will be conjunct in Aquarius. I know I'm throwing a bunch of names and conjunctions and stuff at you, so just kind of like follow along. Know there's a lot of astrology that's happening. Okay. So this is a very meaty period of time and transformation. And then we have the north node of the moon, which is right now in Aries, is conjunct Chiron, the wounded healer. Mars is the ruler of Aries, And so here we have this new cycle with Mars and Pluto that is just beginning. So what does all this astrology stuff mean? Sorry, I could feel that coming up, so let's clear that energy. I also want to add is that February 15th, 11 p.m. Pacific time, we had another X-class solar flare, and this was a 2.56 X-class solar flare, so very big. It's a really big one, and this one came suddenly out of nowhere. The moon was exactly conjunct Uranus at that time. So, I know, lots of information. Just follow along. So, what does all of this mean? So, boundaries are up right now between your individual self and other people. We really see this with Mars and Venus doing this dance. There's this real deconstruction that is going on. Where have you overly given yourself to the other person? Twisting and bending yourself out of shape for someone else, rather than actually caring and nurturing for you. And it can be this reliving of past experiences. Oh yes, big reliving of past experiences. We see that with this Capricorn energy, that all these planets were leaving behind going into Aquarius. So it's like when you have a conjunction, it's of planets. This is when there's this like intense moment of this reliving of the past, that those emotions and that feelings just like ready to bubble over and burst, erupt. And then once the conjunction happens, we start this new phase. So this birthing of this new experience and new energies. And we're just in that starting to birth state. Whereas this whole week, it's been this like, oh my goodness. I feel like I've been taken back into the past relationships, past dynamics. Like it's been like, whoa, all up. So let me know in the comments below, like, what has your experience been this week? Have you found yourself in this state of overwhelm where you're just having to just melt down so much in your life and just look at things for what they are and decide, like, is this coming with me? Should I let this go? Let me know. Let me know what your experience has been. I've certainly been having my own, but I'm very curious to see what yours are too. Yeah, it's there's so much of this dissolving that's been happening, this breaking away of old patterns, old beliefs, again, old conditionings. From parents, society, institutions, culture, like you should do this thing, you should be this way, you should love this way, you should value things this way. Little one. And it's like these things have to dissolve. So then we can even see what is it that we're working with, sift through that and figure out, who are we really? Where is my desire, my energy, my direction actually wanting to take me? That is this North Node in Aries. This is going to be, again, this very unique, very different, experimental Mars in Aquarius. But again, it's like we have to break all that stuff down first, see what we're working with, playing with, and then start to reinvent ourselves, reconnect who we are. What is our direction? What is it that we uniquely love? Our way, our taste, our way of being. It's like realigning back to that, but through this necessary reliving of some past shittiness, maybe. So it's like, oh wow, this is really not comfortable, and you feel like you just went into this big, deep healing initiation, and you're raw and you're feeling vulnerable. If any of you have been having that experience, please know you're not alone. Not at all. This is very much up in the astrology, and again with Chiron and the North Node, it is like we need to go into the wound, into where it hurts the most, so we can be reborn, so we can become this master teacher and healer because of that initiation. All right, let me see what else I've got written down here in my notes. So you might find this period of time, again, really that February 12th into this 22nd, and don't be surprised if it goes beyond, because we're just starting to get into eclipse period at the end of March, and I'll talk more about that later. But right now, wow, we are being initiated into these new warriors and new healers. But at first, it's like this complete meltdown of everything we have known, of what direction we're going in, what are our desires, what is it we actually value? How do we do exchange? How do we do money? So this melting down and complete, total transformation. It's like this shedding of all this ancestry and conditioning that is not ours, so we can realign back to who we each are as individuals. And then it's, yeah, we're individuals, but how can we still give back to others, to the collective, to be in these relationships together, but in a way that is not codependent? But there is this freedom within relationships. So, wow, very big journey that so many are on right now. This has very much been the what I've been hearing from many different people that I know is all of this is really up and very much around this boundary and freedom, who we are as individuals, and rediscovering what that even means. So this reliving of the past can be happening right now, especially around relationships, love, sexuality, desires, where we were not allowed to be fully ourselves. And this new is just starting to come in. We are just starting to birth. So, you know, like to birth this new way, this new direction. So if you still feel that you're just in a giant, oh my gosh, what's happening? Everything around me is falling apart and breaking away. Just know this is the energy. This is the astrology of the times and the moment. It will not last forever. But what you can do, and I recommend, is really just accepting and letting go. Okay, this is my present reality. And go through it with as much ease and grace as you can, rather than resisting. And this also includes when we have these big energy upgrades, these solar flares. Some people can feel this very physically in their body. That was certainly me this morning, where I first off, I could not sleep at all. I had heart palpitations right before the X-class solar flare hit. And then I woke up with a headache, and I'm not usually a headache person, so that's kind of my clue in that this is energy that I'm feeling. So it's just like, okay, this is my body, this is what it's feeling. Instead of just complaining about it, just again, this accepting, understanding, all right, this is what's happening, this is what I can do about it. So I hope that helps with navigating whatever you might be going through. Just know that you are getting upgraded. Whatever area of your life that might be, big upgrades are happening this week. Big healing, big initiation, especially when we say yes to it. And when we say yes, it really eases it. It may not feel like it, but it eases the way, instead of resisting and holding on and not wanting to go through with it. The other thing I just kind of want to add in really quick, follow your bliss, your passions is really being highlighted. Again, this individuality, this Aries energy, what is it that you are passionate about? What is it that excites you? That is your spark for life. And again, are you always twisting yourself out of shape for the other person? Have you been doing this throughout your whole life? And if you have, the question you need to be asking yourself right now is why? Because your why will be different from mine, from the person next to you, and so forth. And when we understand our why is our soul calling these experiences to us? What is it that you need to see in the mirror that the other person is reflecting back to you? And when you figure out that why, and you understand, oh, that thing there, yeah, that's mine. I'm the one projecting that out onto them, and they're showing it to me. When you take that back and you own it and you integrate it, things get so much easier and smoother, because your soul's like, oh, I don't need to call that experience to me unconsciously anymore, because I've got it. Like, I figured it out. We can move on to the next thing. Like, knowing that why is going to help so much. And being curious and inquisitive about that will really, really help through this period of time. Okay, other thing I want to add as well. So if you approximately were born between 1972 and 1984, give or take on the other ends, because planets go retrograde, you have your Pluto in Libra. So as the south node of the moon is in Libra right now, we'll be going over your Pluto at some point. And that, when that happens, this is this big reliving of past experiences, of your soul's many different lifetimes. It's not even like you may know it, but you can feel it in your emotions, in your body. It's a very deep, visceral experience where we have our Pluto. So just know, if you're born that time, you're gonna get hit by this at some point. And also to say as well, so 1977 and about June of 83, and then November of 1983 to April 1984. Okay, general, you can check your own astrology, but you will have your Chiron in Taurus. Right now, Uranus, who we've talked so much about, is moving through Taurus. It's now at 19 degrees, so there can be this sudden, shocking reliving of your Chiron in Taurus, which has to do with beauty, with love, self-love, self-worth. You know, money, resources, exchange. Like, you can have this sudden experience of going into whatever that wound and help manifest for you. in order to start healing it. It's a really big healing transit. And since we're in this Aquarius new moon cycle, I wanted to speak to that as well. I can say that for myself, I definitely got hit with it at that new moon. It was like it's Uranus is pretty much still right on top of my Chiron. So this has very much been this like, oh, time to really start seeing and valuing myself for who I am, rather than always wrapping myself up into other people, just as an example. So just know that if you've got your birthday around those times, it's big. It's a big initiation of just those energies alone. And if you do want to know more about that, again, contact me and we can do a birth chart reading. The only other thing I wanted to bring in as well, and I'm going to link to her YouTube channel below. So it's very interesting is I started getting this message to do this update for you. Amanda Lawrence is a light worker. She works with energy, and she's very much in tune with this kind of thing, the energy. And she's made a post today speaking about February 16th, 17th, and 18th of 2024, and taking this 3 days of being within ourselves, and that a new timeline will be starting on February 19th. And that timeline will also be unique to each and every one of us in our journey. So, and then she also speaks about February 22nd and receiving this new light layer. We get this, according to her, every February 22nd, but she spoke about it again. So I'll let her words describe herself and what she's bringing through. But I wanted to just link that, oh, well, that's really interesting. This is a person who I know doesn't study astrology, coming through and really highlighting this 16th to 18th of February as being very potent and powerful. And here we have the astrology mirroring and saying the same thing. This new beginning that is starting with all those planets, again, they're conjuncting Pluto and moving into Aquarius. I can't quite tell you what it's going to be like, except very sudden, shocking, deep healing. And what that is going to look like will be unique and different for each of us. I've certainly been on my own initiation with that this week. Even in the sun, again, like I'm still kind of in the back of my head having that slight headache, and I'm quite impressed that I've been able to, at least it seems to me, accurately convey in some coherent fashion about the astrology. So that is success, so I'll take it. But I could feel that I couldn't just go camping and have all this happen without giving you guys a heads up as well. And so just as a reminder, again, on the 20th, so the 20th, February 20th, we will have our exact conjunction with Chiron and the North Node. They're still going to be close together and doing their dance, especially into the eclipse. So it's not a one and done and you don't have to worry about a thing. But just know, big healing around individuality, our desires, our uniqueness, freedom, sovereignty. Oh yeah. And where have we been wounded in those areas? So just know that's going to be exact on the 20th. And then on the 22nd, Venus and Mars are going to be conjunct. And they're starting this brand new cycle together, especially after this deconstruction with Pluto first. And that melting down of everything that's not working and stripping away. But what is this new that we're coming into? I don't know. We're each going to have to wait and see what that looks like in our lives. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments below how you are doing If you're really going through it right now, please know you are not alone. If you are having a meltdown of everything that you've known in your life, you are not alone, and you are in some amazing company, let me tell you. Oh, I'm actually getting a lot of energy coming in my crown chakra as I said that. So again, I hope that was helpful. If you need support, please reach out, and I will see you guys at probably the next update. All right, take care. Bye-bye.